Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode here at World of Tanks Developer Stream. I am Tankz0rz. I'm here with none other than Mr. Bam himself. How you doing, Mr. Bam?
Wonderful. How are you on this very spooky October, Friday the 13th in October?
Ooh, it's a spooky one, huh?
It's a spooky one. I
It,
think
it
I think
is
we have
Friday the
some
13th. You did mention that, I think, last week. I totally forgot. So that's
kind of crept up on us, didn't it?
definitely. Awesome, awesome.
Well,
Eh,
as appropriate, we do have some news to share in regards to that, but I guess
spooky
we'll get to,
news?
we'll get to that.
Well, I guess we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Happy to be here. Happy to have you, Mr. Bam.
As always.
Why don't we go ahead and kick off with what is going on in World of Tanks?
Yeah, so a fan favorite. This week we brought back the Silver with Interest challenge op. Fill up those vaults and collect all that silver. So that has been going on since we released it on Tuesday. And then we have trade-ins are back as well. They are live. Hopefully you guys are seeing some tanks that you would like to get your hands on and trade for. Here's just a small sample of some of the tanks that you, the players, can get your hands on, including the T-32A Proto. Thank you, Tankz0rz. On cue, the Borask, the Guardian STG, the King Dragon Type 59, the Tank, and the NM116. All of these are now available for the trade-in event. Oh, it looks like we got a raid from someone. At least I think so. Lady Obscura is calling out that we got a raid.
I see a lot of smiling faces. How's it going? How's it going?
Welcome. You tuned in right in
everyone
time.
here.
Just kicking off the stream here.
Right on time, right on time. All right, so those were the trade-in tanks that we have available this week. In addition to...
we have our returning contract for the Mercenary Caboose tank. So as per usual, if this is not a tank that you have yet in your collection and you have an open spot for running some contracts, check out the contracts tab and sign up for the Caboose and make this one yours in your collection.
Mm-hmm.
Also this morning, control mode is back, and we will be running it from throughout the entire weekend and ends on Monday morning. And it's time that we finally get the tier 10s to test their mettle into control mode. Hopefully you guys had a chance to try it out. Like I said, it is live right now. The map rotation for control mode in tier 10, currently it is Fjords. Here we have it up on screen. Thank you, Tankz0rz. Airfield, Himmelsdorf, and Severogorsk. So a nice collection of each of our kind of camo themes there. And it is restricted to just lights, mediums, heavies, and tank destroyers. Sorry, artilleries. Control mode, not really a great game type for our, that, for the SPGs, of course. So yes, give it a shot. We'd love to see your feedback. If you guys want to see more tier 10 control mode, this is the first time we are running it. This is still very much a beta test. We are collecting a lot of data, a lot of feedback, need to make sure our earnings are where we want it to be for all the various tiers and eras as we run forward with it. And I had another point I was going to make. I lost my train of thought. But yes, try out tier 10 control mode this weekend, and maybe we'll run it again in the very near future.
Awesome. Looking forward to see our wonderful community faces there. Trying out our control mode.
Well, I guess just as a reminder for those of you that may not be too aware of our control mode, this is part of our new event battle initiative where we're trying to shake things up and introduce new event battles with different rule sets, but also give an opportunity to you, the players, to take your own tanks into new types of battles. So we always like to run our holiday and our Halloween-like event battles, but control mode was meant to be more about your tanks and taking them into new opportunities and new gameplay.
So control familiar, but slightly with a little twist, right?
Exactly, a small little twist. Respawn being the biggest new mechanic with control mode. There's multiple bases in which you got to capture and hold and destroy enemy tanks in which you earn points. And first team to hit that 1,000 point threshold wins the match for their team. All right, next, our brand new mercenary tank, the Rhino, that we debuted last week, also came out just this past Tuesday. Our World War II Tier 8 mercenary heavy tank. To kick this tank off, let's start off our first giveaway for the stream today for 2 lucky winners that have the Rhino added to their collection. Can we get that? There we have it in the link now in the stream chat.
Awesome. Go ahead and click that link. Give us your Wargaming ID, and you'll be eligible for all of our giveaways for today.
Yep. And we're going to do something a little bit different on this stream. We have a few more giveaways to announce and do during this stream. And we will announce all the winners for all the giveaways after our Q&A segment today.
Sounds good.
So let's talk about very quickly the Mercenary Rhino tank. I did not get a chance to dig up some current data stats to share with you guys on stream, but the tank itself is built to help allies stake a claim and claim dominance on any given battlefield. The Rhino takes a robust British turret and fortifies it with space armor and combined with a German hull. Equipped with a 122mm Soviet gun, this completes the package, making it an all-around beast ready to charge into action and support its team. Similar to a Rhino itself, mediocre in mobility, but tough skin, and with its head being its strongest point. The barrel, of course. This tank, of course, will excel at close range support in the front lines thanks to its 440 damage gun and good armor protection. The hull can block many shots, most effective against lower tier guns, while its turret armor provides better protection with 254 millimeters of armor thickness, with an addition of the spaced armor. Be sure to use your gun depression and make use of hills and your turret armor support to support your front lines. Okie dokie.
Awesome. Exciting stuff. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like rhinos? I think they're pretty cool. So I definitely like the key art as well. Looks very snazzy.
That is snazzy. We're all about the return of mercenary tanks. Tankz0rz, do you have a sweet tooth?
I do have a sweet tooth.
Sweet tooth. How do you do around the Halloween season with, trick-or-treaters and having to go out and get a bag of candy? Like,
Bam, I go to every house asking for candy.
So you don't give out the candy. You are also an active trick-or-treater to collect the candy yourself?
Listen, you gotta do both. You gotta do both, right?
In the past couple of years, I don't go out for the trick-or-treating anymore. Sadly, I miss it.
Yeah, neither do I.
But I am terrible when we get the candy bags in the house, and let's just say my wife and I will get through a whole bag before we even have enough to give away to the kids. So I got to make a second run ahead of Halloween.
That's where you got to put it into one of those little quarter machines. So you have to limit yourself. Once candy, you got to put in a quarter.
Well, we are getting ourselves into the spooky season, and here with World of Tanks Modern Armor, we always love this season ourselves, and we love to celebrate it in our game. Tankz0rz, I think we have a clip to show to the players of what we have coming very soon.
Lock all your doors. Hide in your basement. The terrors of the season are upon us. It's an invasion of astronomical proportions against an ancient supernatural curse in Aliens versus Mummies. It came from the deep within the cosmos, controlled by two beings we can describe only as extraterrestrials. And the abductions never stop. Every time their tractor beam hits, it lifts our tanks off the ground like toys. Then came the mummified monster, the ill-fated pharaoh, the restless ruler. In his cursed form, he releases a swarm of scarabs against anyone who tries to stop him. And they aren't alone. Monsters of all kinds will answer the call of darkness when Monster Mash takes over the battlefield this Halloween. Come out and play if you dare.
Well, there we have it, everyone.
Spooky season is here, and we are so excited about it. Showcasing some new tanks, new commanders. Halloween Part 1 will be beginning on Tuesday. And of course, we will not go into a whole lot of details just yet, but yes, we showcase in that same trailer Monster Mash mode. That's not going live on Tuesday, but coming very soon, of course. But let's talk a little bit about other things that was covered in the trailer and other challenge ops coming to you guys very soon. So, Monster Hunter returns, another fan favorite challenge op where you get to earn points and then pick your Halloween tank. Whether you guys want the Death Chariot, that was our Grim Reaper-like tank that we debuted last year, the Arachnid, the Asterion, Lycan, Bog Horror. I wish I would have counted how many we have. We have over a dozen now Halloween monster tanks to choose from. And all of them will be available again this year. We will have the article going live on Monday to give you all the details. And a quick disclaimer with the Monster Hunter op. As it has always run in previous years, you will get to pick, of course, any of the Halloween monster tanks, but you can only choose one as you go through the challenge op itself. So make sure whatever choice that you decide to go with is certainly the one you are happy with. Because once you make that choice, the challenge does finish and is wrapped up, and that is the tank you will get. And of course, if you do decide to go with a tank that maybe you already own, you will get the silver refund equivalent of that monster tank. And also, as part of the first challenge for the Monster Op, you can get a reward with the Nobody's Home tank skin. We are bringing in, for the Arachnid tank, a brand new skin that you can earn for yourselves. And I think we have an asset we can show the players, do we? There we go.
Looking snazzy.
So we know there is, maybe a small number of players out there with some arachnophobia, and the Arachnid tank with its big head, its fangs, and let's not forget the spiderly legs hanging off the tank, was very creepy. And we're giving players now the option to put on a skin that takes away those extra extremities and reels it back in a little bit. And it's also worth noting that while the skin, yes, will be available to earn in the challenge op, it will also be available to buy in the real and store bundles.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely do know a couple of people that do not like spiders, so I'm sure they'll be a fan of that new skin. It looks great as well. I think it looks very awesome.
Yeah, I got a quick question from Decamp. Is it for free or for a cost? It will be available to purchase in the store bundles, but as I did say, you can also earn it for free from the challenge op. But speaking of bundles, there's a lot coming out. A lot coming on Tuesday, and too much to cover on today's stream to go into all the details. But in short, Halloween will be hitting our in-game store on Tuesday. Again, article available on Monday. And we have some new tanks and commanders to talk about. So showcase on the stream. Let's first talk about the Roswell XM66F. This is the Steven alien, his personal little tank to run around the battlefield. This is a Tier 8 American TD. With its alien-themed visuals that will awaken during the Monster Mash event, and comes with turbo mode to give you a great speed boost and an engine power to get you quickly into those advantageous positions, and packs quite the punch with a solid 400 alpha damage and thick turret armor that will bounce many rounds. So make sure to use this to your advantage and keep your hull protected. And you may have also seen in the the trailer that we just showcased, and as shown here, you can see there's two little commander hatches at the very top there. This is, of course, the awakened version, where you see two little Steve commanders peeking their heads out of the little globes there.
I saw someone when we were watching the trailer. It said Steven and his twin. It made me laugh.
What would his twin's name be? Steven and it's Steven with VEN at the end, and then Steven with a PHEN.
Oh, okay.
It's the Stevens.
Okay. The Stevens, I like it.
Steven or Stefan. This and Gita makes mention in chat here. Or even in Steven. Amazing. And yes, another tank and another commander that we have to cover, of course. Pharaoh's Fury. This is a Era 2 independent medium. Do not mess with the Anubis. With a unique visual appearance of a mummy for Halloween, this tank gives you access to the Awakened version. Also gives you access to the Awakened version during the Monster Mash event mode. This comes with a high silver bonus if you're looking to fill up your silver reserves, and a good all-around performance tank. We will have an article after the stream to give you more details on these new tanks after the stream. Last but not least, let's talk about our commanders. And maybe, KB, if you're up for it, do we want to run a poll to the players to vote? Who do you guys love more? I see a lot of fans loving Steven here, but we also have our new mummy commander, Curse of Ozymandias. Who is your favorite? It's ready. Okay, KB's got a poll ready. Let's share it to the chat. We would love to hear what you guys, which commander are you excited for to see come to the game? I had to scramble, but it is ready. And also shout out to this amazing key art for both Steven and Ozymandias here. Looks really awesome and gives a little bit of a hint as to what monster abilities you can expect when we run our Monster Mash mode later this month. A momentary genius. I like them both equally. Okay, KB's putting the form into the chat now. Oh, there might be an issue. Okay, we'll troubleshoot that and try to get that back in there, and we'll post the results when we can.
It's open. It's open now.
Okay, it's open now. We troubleshoot it live.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, KB.
Technology hates me today.
Who is our... Can I vote? Do I have a favorite here?
You can vote if you want.
Can I vote for both?
You're going to skew the results.
Listen, I'll leave it for the chat. But I do like them both.
Well, as I mentioned before, we already did one giveaway. Well, we announced a giveaway for the Rhino. We have two more, well, let's say 4 more giveaways. We'll announce it right now. 4 more lucky winners to receive. Let me back up a little bit here because I want to make sure I'm clear as what I'm saying. 2 lucky winners will get the new Roswell tank and Steven Commander, and 2 other lucky winners will receive the Pharaoh's Fury tank and the Curse of Ozymandias 3D Commander. 6 total giveaways today.
Okay. So, run that back one more time.
Okay, so we have 2 giveaways for the Rhino tank, the new mercenary that we launched just on Tuesday.
Correct.
2 more giveaways for the Roswell tank and Steven the 3D Commander Alien.
All right.
And our last 2 giveaways for the Pharaoh's Fury and the Curse of Ozymandias 3D Commander Mummy.
Awesome. That's a whole lot of giveaways. I can't wait. I'm excited. If you haven't entered already, let me see if I have that link for you guys one more time here. Go ahead and enter in this link. If you already did so, you're all set for today.
Bloody War Llama. Can I get the Roswell as a birthday gift? I will cross my fingers for you if you become our winner. So there's our link in the chat now for the giveaways.
Alrighty. And let's see what else we got here.
Okay, so we also have our Monster Crew Boost challenge up. For if you own any of the monster tanks, you can play them during any given battle to earn some extra Commander XP. And then we also have our Monster Drop. This is unlocked with any Halloween bundle purchase. All you have to do is win a battle and you get a drop. And these drops can include anything, including some garage gear. Yes, we do have some new garage customization gear coming next week, including one of our rare new pieces of garage gear, the werewolf. Ooh. Right in time for Halloween.
A werewolf, you say?
A werewolf. Let's see. And yes, as I mentioned, we are dropping even more customization options that you can find in the Custom Garage Shop tab on Tuesday. But also on login on Tuesday, you will receive for free a small assortment of other Halloween-related garage gear, including a crawling skeleton, a scarecrow, a grave, and a stack of hay bales.
Mr. Bam, can we back up real quick?
Did something happen?
We have some lovely art here that I failed to show our community here. And this is Mr. Little Steven.
Here is Steven.
So I only felt it be right to back up a little bit. And we also have our fantastic
there we go.
Mummy here. Curse of Ozymandias. Looks fantastic.
Shout out to the animator and the artists who worked on, well, both of the commanders, of course, but there is a really fun new something I haven't seen on any of our other commanders. Very creepy, but Ozymandias here, the mummy, has some scarabs that crawl around his body, going in and out of his mouth. It's it's both disgusting but fantastic.
Awesome. And then you also made mention of some free Halloween gear, which can be seen here.
There we go. Sorry, I didn't align on you that we had these assets to show off.
All good.
Yeah, so on Tuesday, for the garage customization, once you log in, you will receive these Halloween-related garage gear items in your inventory.
And there's also some additional spooky garage items that I have here to show. You ready?
What else we got?
Here we have some spookiness.
That is a haunted pumpkin patch if I've ever seen it.
More spookiness followed by more spookiness. It's all spookiness. But you know what? I think we have a little trailer here to show. It's not really a trailer, just a little snippet that KB sent me earlier. So let's go ahead and just take a look at that and see what it looks like.
Very nice.
It's, the garage assets here in full effect.
We got fires, we got cauldrons, there are tentacles coming out of the garage floor.
The little ghosts flying around. I like it all, I like it all. And then you also mentioned a werewolf?
I did say something about a werewolf, didn't I?
Let's take a look at a werewolf.
There he is.
Fantastic. Looking great. Exciting stuff, Mr. Bam. Exciting stuff.
Decamp. I don't think there were enough pumpkins.
You
can never have enough pumpkins.
Listen, next year we'll have World of Pumpkins for you.
A comment here from JFab. Those will be staying up year round. Funny story. Funny and definitely a true story. My neighbor just across the street from me, year round, will have a skeleton prop sitting in a chair on his porch year round. And like during the holiday season, it's wearing kind of Santa hat. It's got Easter basket during the Easter season. Then come around this time of year, now it's like all out Halloween mode.
It's a holiday skeleton.
Holiday skeleton. So yes, all this Halloween items and garage gear, apologies, coming this Tuesday. And yeah, if you guys want to keep this up year round, that is your call.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
One other thing worth mentioning, a lot of our garage gear items that we have in the store right now, the more rare ones, you will notice when you look at some of them in their little ID card in the lower right corner, we do have a rarity system. And so because of that, we will from time to time be rotating out select garage gear. So come this Tuesday, items such as the T3485 under repair, that garage gear, the Progetto M40 under repair, and the 60 TP under repair, as well as the Nuke garage gear. Those 4 items will be rotating out. Not forever. They will come back in other capacities. But in case those are things that you guys don't currently have and we're thinking about purchasing them, just wanted to make that clear that they will be coming out of the store, the custom garage store on Tuesday.
Good to note. Good to note. Thank you very much.
Also on Tuesday, there's a lot going on. But like I said, it's Halloween season. A lot is happening. More announcements to make here. Halloween war chests are coming. And these do also include the possibility of garage gear items in the drop tables. We will have an article detailing the drop tables and all the other details going live on our portal on Tuesday as well. And then one final spooky surprise coming this Tuesday. We made mention that, yes, there is a new map for the Halloween Monster Mash mode coming. And sneaking their way into normal map rotation for World War II and Cold War, both Grim Graveyard, our Halloween reskinned Prohorovka map, and Hell's Highway, the Halloween reskin of Highway. These will be making their way into normal map rotation. Normal Highway and normal Prohorovka are going to be sitting out for a few weeks, but please enjoy these Halloween re-envisions of these maps in rotation. They will also be set up in higher frequency in rotation for a little while as well. So you will be seeing those. And that's, I got to double check on the tier range in World War II. I believe at minimum tier 5 and up, and available in all eras in Cold War.
Spooky.
Spooky. Also, these maps, if you guys just want to check them out on your own time, we are also adding them into the map list in custom games.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Give you guys a little bit of a teaser before we launch the Monster Mash event mode. It is worth noting, because we know that's a fan favorite, the Monster Mash event mode itself won't begin until Tuesday, October 24th. So just a little bit more over a week to wait for that one.
Alrighty here. Next up, we have some fun garage customization stuff here to share, don't we, Mr. Bam?
We do, yes. This week, we're going to pass on our battle feats and the shout-outs for those that have crested amazing thresholds of battles, but we do have at least a few showcases to go over for players that wanted to show off their garage customization layouts.
All right, take it away, Mr. Bam, from the top.
From the top, we have by Andrew JP. Oh, is this the right image here?
It is now.
There we go. Like, that's a fascinating spooky garage. This one is by Andrew JP, titled Leopards Under Maintenance, making good use of that gantry crane, getting that positioned right under his tank reel tank right there in the center. And then we have, of course, our flag girl 3D commander in place back there as well, just showcasing all of their leopard collection.
Awesome, awesome.
Up next, this one made me laugh out loud. By Good Tanker 137, the inaugural TOG meeting. I feel like this is they're a little upset with the center TOG here, and they're having a bit of an argument or a disagreement.
Listen, maybe it's just a little pep talk right before he goes into battle, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. But good to see they all have the pinup skin applied as well.
And up last but not least,
by MK5 Shriner, showcasing his IS3, The Basics. A very clean garage, but you know what? Sometimes you just want to show off maybe one of your fan favorite tanks. And look at those MOEs on the barrel here. Fantastic. Looks great. And as always, guys, if you have garages you would love to showcase, please connect into our Discord channel where we do have a custom garage showcase where you too can submit your own screenshots and we will review them and get them showcased possibly in the future here on stream as well.
Awesome, awesome. And before we get to our Q&As, we have our favorite tanks to announce here, don't we, Mr. Bam? Favorite
Yes!
Era 3.
I forgot to mention one more thing.
Oh.
Sorry, I went over this. For the garage showcase, yes, those users that we shared today will be receiving private war chests.
There you go.
That's all I had.
And those will obviously show up in your garage auto-magically. You don't have to do anything. Our favorite Era 3 tanks from the dev side here. This is a poll that you took several weeks ago now, and this is what we have to share.
Yeah, so this was a poll, a question submitted by a user for a Q&As, curious to know our favorite tanks. And I turned this into a survey and shared between the devs, the design, production, live ops, and publishing, just to see what was everyone's favorite, tier 8, tier 9, 10, and then we made our way up into the Cold War eras as well. So now we're kind of putting a cap on the end of this. Here is our Era 3 favorites. There was a lot of votes for several of these tanks, including the M1A2 Abrams, the Thumper, the Leopard 2A5. And I'm going to take a guess here, Tankz0rz, because I don't recall because I know you voted on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Challenger 2 fan?
I do like the Challenger 2, but that's
not your favorite.
It's not the one I voted for.
Okay, I'm gonna take one more guess here. Leclerc.
That is 100% me.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a Peace Cells edition. You know, you gotta put it up there, right? I'm a big Megadeth fan.
Of course, I knew that. That should have been a for sure.
Let's see. If I knew a Bam, and I do, I'm gonna go with M3A2 Bradley.
No.
Oh, I thought you were Bradley.
I am not a Bradley fan. I've always given a few subtle hints here on stream as well.
Well, I mean, listen.
You're close. You're close though.
We're gonna go with the next one. You're the M1A2 Abrams.
I am the Abrams. I've always been an Abrams fan.
It was too easy. I knew I should have voted, with my gut instinct, but Yeah.
I do like the Bradley too, though.
We have several tanks up here. The Leopard 2A5, the T-72BU, the Leclerc, the Magog 7C, the M68X, the Bradley. They're all fantastic tanks here. So,
Lady Obscura is calling me out. I'm like, ew, no, not the Bradley. Oh, how could you ever?
Listen, I mean, you have a little remote control. Like you've always had like Abrams on your desk. So
I have an RC Abrams on my desk. All right.
Awesome. Well, that was a fun question that was submitted by a user. So I'm happy to be part of this. It was fun.
Decamp's asking to show the RC tank. Unfortunately, it's at my desk in the office. Most of us are remote and work from home, so I'm trying to see if I have another tank in range. Well, I have a small like micro machine Abrams. So
there you go. Listen, if I knew Bam, there's always an Abrams within arms.
There's always an Abrams within my long wingspan reach.
Well, I don't have the main Abrams, but I got this one right here, and it just shows it. Nice, awesome. All right. Well, that brings us to our weekly Q&A here. Are you ready to kick this off, Mr. Bam?
I am. Let's run through these.
All right.
We got a lot of tank-related ones this week.
Will there be more mercenary tanks coming to Cold War, or are we planning on releasing more for World War II?
Yes, there are still very much a number of other Merc tanks still on their way, just have yet to be released. There are a few more on the schedule and others very much in the backlog that comprise both of World War II and Cold War tanks.
Awesome.
No other specifics than that at this time.
Next question here. Not now that we have spent a good few weeks with the new and still in public test garage customizations, what are Nick's hopes and desires, our designer, and plans and frustrations with it?
Sure. I actually reached out to Nick himself to allow him to answer this from his own voice. If you guys all recall, a few weeks ago, one of our streams ahead of the Soldier of Fortune season release, we had Nick join us on stream to debut the garage customization feature. This was very much a feature he led from concept to ship himself. Working, of course, with our engineering team, UI, it's been a heavy endeavor, and he's still thinking and planning of where do we take garage customization moving forward. Here is what Nick had to say in regards to your question on what's next for the garage customization. You can look forward to seeing an even greater variety of garage gear, as well as more gear that allows you to show off your achievements and victories. We'll continue to roll out a steady stream of new gear for you to discover. So my hope is that no matter what kind of garage players want to make, there will be something for everyone.
That's definitely awesome, right? Like we've only seen a couple of these player submitted garages, but they all have like a specific flavor to them, right? Like for example, the Tog one. This player is able to express himself with the Tog, or
yeah.
I believe last week we had one where it's very they're all German tanks with German flags, so they were able to express themselves that way too. So yeah, it's definitely a neat feature that we have here going on.
Everyone can show off their personality, and there's like a story to tell when they arrange their garages. And heck, I personally look very forward to see what people come up with once they get their hands on all the Halloween garage gear.
Listen, Bam. How many Abrams do you have in your garage? I think we're gonna have to check out your garage again.
I do have just the one Abrams in there. I like to have a little bit of variety of some favorites.
Okay. All right, next question here. Is there any chance that we will see the Weasel RMK30?
So this is an answer from our lead vehicle designer, Plague. Currently, there are no plans at this time for the Weasel RMK30. The main problem was its development was very late compared to most other tanks, which would put it into the detente era. That's era 3 of Cold War tanks. And with only a 30 millimeter cannon, would make this a very tricky tank to use and be any good at that against those heavy tanks. However, there is consideration in some plans to think about the Weasel 1 Mark 20 in the future, but no other specifics at this time.
Awesome. Next question here. When may we see the E25 Paul 1000 and the VK 1602 MIT 7.5 centimeter in the future?
No plans for those currently at this time. So they're not on a roadmap. They're not in the schedule. Awesome. So nothing that we can say about it now.
Next question here. Can the Leopard 2AV get the Leopard 166 105 millimeter L7A3 rifled gun version 2? It wouldn't be as good as the Leopard 1 A1s, A3s, or A5s, but it would be more usable in situations that what it is currently now. Basically, they're asking if we could have some gun switching around here.
Well, right now, this is another answer from Plague. No plans to swap out those guns in particular. The tank has strong armor and high mobility, so the one lacking area for it is the gun. We always have to make sure these are balanced, that we don't always have the damage, the armor, and the mobility all at the top, right? If we ever did swap out the gun for something like that, though, the one it used was the 66. It would require a very large drop in the DPM, and accuracy would also most likely be very frustrating to use.
Don't want don't want everything to be top. It's more of a balance thing.
Exactly. We always have to pull something else down if we have to bring something else up.
Give and take. Got it. All right. Can you guys please consider buffing the Object 292 fuel tank, because every game I get into, it's set on fire at least twice or even 3 times. It's not fun playing this tank, and I'm getting constantly set on fire. Bam, what can we do here?
No plans to currently buff the Object 292. Again, this is still a whole balancing effort, and that is one of the negating side effects of that tank.
May I suggest a fire extinguisher?
We do have the fire extinguishers. As a matter of fact, in case this wasn't too clear, with the inclusion of our flamethrower tanks that we launched last season, we also updated the fire extinguisher consumable that now allows you to have a grace period of additional protection after you use the extinguisher. So it should prevent you for an additional 10 seconds before you can get lit on fire again when used.
Next question here. Can we have the ability to compare two tanks side by side? For example, the SC-130 and the Shaska. Very similar tanks, but it would be nice to compare them, one another.
I think it's a really good suggestion. It's definitely a great quality of life improvements. We have so many tanks in the game, and it's fun to compare and just kind of see which ones you'd like to take out into the battlefield next. And just, we have a lot of people that are very much into reading the stats. What I'll say is we'll talk with production and UI and see what's, kind of possible here. We've never really had a system in place in which allows players to pull up, a stat panel and grab another tank for an easy comparison. So it's no easy lift on the UI engineering team. But like I said, it's certainly a conversation that we can start and see where maybe it can land in the game in the future.
This is a question that I'm not sure. Wait, did you answer the question if the commanders have VO?
Regarding Stephen the Alien and Ozymandias, they do not have VO, okay, unfortunately.
Let's see. Next question here.
I'm like, my brain just went to like a rabbit hole here because I'm trying to imagine what the VOs would be. Ozymandias with the scarabs coming out of his mouth, I think it would be a very yeah.
Oh no.
There's something interesting there. We can bring it up with our audio director, see what he thinks.
You should get some cicadas in a jar just flapping their wings. Oh, disgusting, Mr. Bam, disgusting. All right, let's see. Next question here. Any chance that the T11OE5 Tier 10 US Heavy could receive some changes? For example, being a flattening of its commander hatch, similar to what Blitz did. It returns to some revisions for its gun buffs to balance it out.
Okay, so yeah, they're talking about the commander hatch of the T110E5, bringing it down a little bit more. Right now, no, there are no plans to do any sort of flattening out of the commander's hatch, as that was on the original design of the tank itself. We will, however, be giving it a little bit of love in some future update, but won't give any specifics at this time as to what stats might get tuned a little bit.
Alrighty, next question here. Anything further being done about the ATGM module damage and or minimum distance for arming?
What I will say, it's still very much on our minds. We're trying to brainstorm and think about what is the right approach here. Thinking about some sort of additional protection systems, other counters. No news to share at this time, but I just want to let everyone know that yes, we know ATGMs, Cold War. There's people have some concerns with those, so we understand that.
Next question here. Can platoon matchmaking be reviewed? In World War II, 2 platoons of 2 Tier X tanks can be versus 2 platoons of 2 Tier X tanks and a platoon of Tier 8s. In Cold War, a platoon of 2 Wiesels and a platoon of, or the Wiesel tow, and then 2 platoons of 2 Wiesels and the Jaguar can versus the 2 platoons of the 2 Leopard 2A5s.
I was scanning the chat because if there's someone that can answer this better than myself, that would be Mr. SPG. I think before you finished the question, he already answered no. It involves a lot of complications with the matchmaker. The more rule sets that we add, the harder it becomes to create matches within a small amount of time. This is requesting more people to wait in much longer queue times, potentially more bot matches. So we try to alleviate and avoid that the best as possible. Mr. SPG, my answer for platoon balancing issues is that I'd love to remove platoons from the game. His statement, not mine.
Sure will make things easier for an engineer, I assume. Let's see. Next question, please. Kaiju OI 15 centimeter gun options to mount, please.
Not at this time. Sorry, not for the Kaiju.
Next question. Is there any way to have the replay system show everything you did in game, including how you aimed, since the current system isn't that great for going back to record games, and that will help a lot.
So improvements to the replay system. Over, years, we've always been improving and adding some bug fixes, etc. I know there's always been a lot of like color blindness filtering that wasn't correct in our replay system as well. We've always been applying some fixes and improvements as we move forward with the replay system. And oftentimes, as we make other HUD-related, UI-related, or even game mode kind of updates to the game, this does have some adverse effects to the replay system that has to be taken into account. The replay system is something that we still continue to improve, and we want to add more fixes and better user experience to it. But as I said, as we have other priorities that we work on, and this would change things in the replay system, we usually get to the replay system tasks after our other priorities. So it's not forgotten. More changes and improvements coming. You can very well see a lot of what you kind of asked for sometime into the future.
Alrighty, here, let's move on. Next question. Will the console ever consider a military veteran program similar to what the PC has?
I need to reach out with production and live ops to see if this is something that we want to, consider, and see what our counterparts with WoT PC are doing. I am not currently aware of any ongoing discussions with a military veteran program, but we'll reach out and see what we can do out of it.
Can we get the Oddballs tank from Kelly's Hero, but make it a tier 8, kind of like Super Sherman?
Well, if there is enough demand, I mean, anything can really happen. The tricky part here would be the tuning, as there are already quite a number of Sherman variants in the game already. So it would be pretty difficult to get a tier 8, as its armor, mobility, and gun would very much be limiting factors to make it comparable.
Next question here. Will toy tanks return for Christmas? Yeah, they really enjoy it. I feel, well, first of all, appreciate it. Second of all, I feel like we're a little early on this one, but we'll let it slide. What do you think, Bam?
Well, we'll let it slide a little bit. We're a little early for the holiday season. We're just talking about our Halloween stuff, just getting into that. But I will say a very high probability toy tank mode might be making a return. Stay tuned.
Awesome. Let's see. Can we please be able to sell emblems for silver?
No plans to offer selling of any cosmetic items. Sorry.
Can seasonal roadmaps be published for the community? Something to give us a rough date, estimates for upcoming events, updates, contracts, operations, etc.
Oh, okay. We've kind of addressed this one before. And the first time, well, we've probably done roadmaps that we shared with the players before to a limited time frame into the future. During Tank Fest, we shared a roadmap of a lot of content, maps, new features that we were planning for just a couple weeks and couple months ahead. What becomes very difficult for us roadmap-wise, we have our own internal development roadmap, right? And we align with our publishing and our live ops teams as well. And things are constantly shifting a lot. And there could be many reasons why sometimes we have to move certain tank releases or event ideas around, challenge ops. So it becomes a little bit difficult for us to commit to a roadmap that we would share with the public, because that sets a certain expectation when we say this is coming down the road, and suddenly that time comes and we don't have that available because certain things that could be very much out of our control. We had to shift it around a bit, and we hate to promise something to you guys and then not have it available for you at that time. All that being said, if we can align and figure out a concrete roadmap that we feel confident that we can share with the players and the community, it is something that we can certainly think about and try to maybe generalize, give things that we know in confidence will be coming into the near future, and that's something we can share a little bit more.
Awesome. I think we should probably start looking at our giveaways here since we have several.
6 giveaways. Ooh, and we ran a poll. Who is do we have the results for the favorite 3D commander?
Results. So, favorite 3D commanders. Here we go. You ready? 31% vote for the Mummy, the Curse of Asmodeus.
So that means
69% vote for Steven and his clone. Congratulations, Steven wins.
Steven and his cologne. Yeah. Very nice.
Awesome.
I don't know who didn't see that one coming.
I mean, honestly, I thought it was going to be more 50-50, but with a name like Steven, how can you lose, right?
The chat's going wild right now. Petty, Steven, my man, let's go.
That's awesome. Alrighty. Let's see here.
People keep asking, yeah, what's that tank to the right of me? Who knows? It's an interesting one back there, isn't it, though?
That is interesting. You know what else is interesting?
What else is interesting, Tankz0rz?
Our winners here.
All right, we have our 6 winners picked out.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we do. All right.
Awesome. Okay, we'll do this in couples.
All right.
Our first 2 winners will be receiving the new Mercenary Rhino tank. And who are they?
Our Mercenary Rhino tank winners, here we go. First winner is Largo.
You got this.
Largo Jinga Ninja. Congratulations. Largo Jing Ninja. And then our second winner is Pure ZX123.
All right, congratulations. The 2 of you will be receiving the Rhino tank. For our next giveaway, because Steven won the poll, we got to save the Roswell and Steven for our last 2 winners.
All right. So
let's announce our next 2. Who's going to be receiving the Pharaoh's Fury tank and the Curse of Ozymandias 3D Mummy Commander?
Our winners here is Rugby Mum 04.
Rugby Mum?
Yeah, so like Rugby Mom, but Mum.
That's kind of appropriate.
That is. And our second winner is Grubber65.
Grubber65. They're calling Mr. SPG. Wow, rigged.
Congratulations.
We have a Stevie Cakes in the chat. Will Stevie Cakes win a Steven 3D Commander?
Ooh.
Then I'll start raising an eyebrow at these giveaways a bit.
Let's find out here.
Wait, dart swinger here. All Stevens should automatically win the giveaway. All right, let's find out. Who's our 2 lucky winners getting the Roswell tank and Steven Alien 3D Commander?
The lucky winner is...
Oh, the build-up, man.
Orange Tan.
Orange Tan, okay. Congratulations.
And Leroy Igzorn. Congratulations. Orange Tan and Leroy Igzorn.
Fantastic. No Steven players today.
No Steven players, unfortunately. But you know what? There's always Steven, our 3D commander.
Look at those knobby hips.
I just love these images. They're fantastic.
Sorry, Stevie Cakes. I was rooting for you.
We were rooting for you.
But yes, congratulations to our winners. And that's all 6 of our giveaways for today.
That is our giveaways. Bam, I think that concludes our stream here today. How are you feeling?
Good. Looking forward to next week. I mean, Halloween, of course, yes, is one of my favorite seasons of the year, but I love any sort of game and product that really leans into it. So I can't wait to, one, get into Monster Mash mode. We got a couple more weeks until that, but just the garage gear itself. And Steven, I can't wait to buy those.
I mean, the commanders and the spooky garages. I mean, it's really...
The map's coming into rotation.
The map's coming in rotation. It's all really spooktastic around here. All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out. That is it for us today. If you were a winner for today's stream, we'll go ahead and give you your goodies ASAP. So probably look for it next week. And if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and stick around. We're gonna go raid one of our community contributors. For everyone else, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll catch you next week. See you on the battlefield, everyone.
Happy Friday the 13th.
Oh, happy Friday the 13th. Take care, guys.
Lock all your doors. Hide in your basement. The terrors of the season are upon us. It's an invasion of astronomical proportions against an ancient supernatural curse in Aliens versus Mummies. It came from the deep within the cosmos, controlled by two beings we can describe only as extraterrestrials. And the abductions never stop. Every time their tractor beam hits, it lifts our tanks off the ground like toys. Then came the mummified monster, the ill-fated pharaoh, the restless ruler. In his cursed form, he releases a swarm of scarabs against anyone who tries to stop him. And they aren't alone. Monsters of all kinds will answer the call of darkness when Monster Mash takes over the battlefield this Halloween. Come out and play if you dare.